Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss Pisces Decan 2. So the Decan 2 for Pisces involves the moon. It's influenced by Cancer as a sub-ruler, and it goes from about March 1st to a March 10th, give or take a day. So with this sub-ruling, guys, it's the most emotional form of Pisces that we get, because Cancer in itself is already an emotional sign through the lunar influence that it has, and then you get the influence of Pisces that's obviously very, very emotional as well. So like usual water signs, they're relatively very nice, very maternal people to be around if it's a woman, paternal if it's a man, just because they like to parent other people. They like to sort of play therapist, which is a great career for them, just because they view themselves as being responsible for those that are around them at all times, whether their emotional well-being is good, their finances, especially with the Cancer influence. And with that being said, they kind of just have this need to do things in a correct fashion. And they kind of put interpersonal relationships above even themselves at times, which is not always the best thing. My recommendation for you guys would be simply this. Make sure that if you are in a relationship with somebody else, always put yourself first, same way. You can't just always put other people ahead of you, because in the process you're still going to end up neglecting them, because you're not going to be able to help them when they truly need it. To rephrase that, if you have a problem and somebody else has a problem, make sure you solve your own problem first. If you go to solve the other person's problem, you're going to end up putting yourself in a bigger hole, and then you're still going to have things to deal with in the future. Another thing to look at, guys, for Pisces, I'll go over career options next, and that would be obviously anything in the medical field, anything to do with such as like therapy, psychology, neuroscience, even surgeons. A lot of people like that do come out of this Decan specifically just because they are very influenced by their finances, unlike the first Decan of Pisces. They still are very good with money. Cancers are typically very good with money as well. And because of that, you guys end up wanting to provide financial security with the motivation of helping your friends and family. If you're from a rough upbringing or somewhere poor, you're still going to want to be able to influence the economics of the people around you. And the best way for you guys to do that a lot of the time is to find what you would call a high-paying job or a high-paying career. That high-paying career could be anything in the medical field. That's one of the highest-paying careers in the world. Dentistry would also come under that as well. Physiotherapy. All of these things are very good. If you guys are more the interpersonal dynamic type people, you can do things like mediation, get into law as well. They'll all be very good for you guys just because of the type of people that you are. My recommendation would be to get into something that's more so interpersonal. Solitude doesn't always suit you guys the best. You guys aren't always favoriting solitude, so I'd recommend more so looking into something that you can actually work with others and grow with them, but still just don't put yourself in a slave position where you're just working minimum wage or something like that. Always strive for a bit more. My final notes on this Decan is simply this. You are a water sign. Water signs have the weakness of emotional volatility. If you're able to discipline your emotions, or rather than use your emotions to your advantage, nothing in your life will pose a problem the way it is before that. Meaning, if you're able to control the emotional volatility, all the waves that you're experiencing, you're going to have a lot easier of a time in comparison to somebody who cannot control those emotions. Because the moon influences your Decan specifically, you have to watch out for full moons, new moons, things like that will bring forth a new perspective for you, some good, some bad. But my advice would be to set up a template, some sort of way of being, a traditional way that you would get up, exercise, eat, whatever. And if you're able to set up sort of an agenda like that for each day, that'll help you control your emotional well-being a lot more in comparison to somebody that's just waking up and going with the flow. As a water sign, it's a natural tendency to do that. So you just want to make sure that you do get a little more rigid with your day-to-day activities, and you'll find that your life does go a lot smoother. Alright, so that is my whole synopsis on the Decan number 2. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please just let me know in the comments. Aside from that, guys, please like, subscribe, holla at me. That's it for today, guys. Peace.